Okay, so in the previous lesson, we had saved this file as rigging lesson 01. So to start, we're first going to go under File, do Save As, and save it as rigging lesson 01a.blend. This is so you can keep track of your progress. Next time when we save this file in the next lesson, we'll simply just change the letter A to B. Now the next thing that you want to do is do Shift C to make sure that the 3D cursor is in the center of the grid. Press the Control key down and middle mouse button to just zoom in on this figure. Go ahead under File and just save it. Now we're going to start the rigging process. So do Shift A. Here you'll see that you get the option to add an armature with a single bone. So as I've shown you that a rigging system is simply a collection of bones. So the armature will house all your bones. So here when you add the armature, Blender will start you out with a single bone. Go ahead and click it. Now notice over here, when you add the armature object, it's going to place it where the 3D cursor was. And it's also going to add the bone where the 3D cursor was. Now, right now, we cannot fully see this bone. If you do the middle mouse button, you can see that how the bone was placed, and it's going a little bit inside the figure. Now, when we are placing our bones, we're going to be obviously placing them inside this figure. So to see these bones through the figure, we're going to enable X-ray mode. You can do this in two different ways. Having the armature selected, you can click on the Object tab, and then over here you can enable X-ray. This is on and this is off. You can also enable this on the Data tab. It does the same thing, on and off. So here if I turn it on, notice that under the Object tab it also turns it on over here. So you can see over here how a single bone looks like. So now I'm going to just give you a brief explanation as to what exactly are you seeing over here. Now, as you go through these lessons and start developing your rig, you'll get a much more clear understanding as to how the rigging process works in Blender. So when the time comes, I'll keep explaining to you different things about bones. So the first thing that we want to do is switch over to edit mode over here. Now notice that when you are dealing with a bone, you can actually select it at 3 different locations. You can right click on the tail, or you can right click on the head, or you can right click on the body. So this is the tail, this is the head, and this is the body. Notice that where the tail is, it's where the sharper point is on this bone. So what's so special about this shape? It's only here to show you where the tail is and where the head is. Okay, but in reality, what a bone is, it's simply just 2 vertices and an edge. So to see this, you can actually click on the Data tab and click on a stick. You'll see that when we right click on the tail, it's just a vertex. When you right click on the head, it's just a vertex. And now when you right click on the body, it's just an edge. Now notice that when you select the edge, it's selecting the tail and the head, both of these vertices. Now when you switch to the octahedral mode, you'll see the same thing happen. Click on the tail, click on the head, and when you click on the body, it'll select both of them. So basically over here, you can see that it says display. You can look at your bones in different ways. This is the octahedral and this is the stick. The other option here is wire. Same thing, tail, head, and body. Now there are 2 additional options over here which we are not going to use. If you click on envelope, this is basically an older technology for rigging your characters. We're not going to be using this. Basically, it's just showing you how much influence this bone will have on the vertices that are near it. Now here, if you click on B bones, this is another way to look at your bones. A B bone is basically bendy bones. It's taking one single bone and basically splitting it in different parts so you can get smoother deforms on your character. Imagine like a snake or a worm. So if you come over here to this bone, you'll see there it says bendy bone segments. If you just move your mouse, you can see that you can actually create multiple segments. We're not going to be using bendy bones for this figure. Go ahead and put this back on 1. click over here and now switch to the octahedral mode. Now notice that this is the tail end. If you are in stick mode, in order to tell where the tail end is, you can simply enable the axis. If you do the middle mouse button, you'll notice that the axis only displays where the tail of the bone is. Go ahead and enable names so you can see the name of the bone. Switch back to the octahedral mode. Click on 1 to go to your front view. So here we can see the axis on the tail. We can see the name of the bone. Okay, so now we're going to start to place these bones. Make sure that you have snapping enabled. Now right click on the body to select the whole bone, and now click on this blue arrow and we're going to take it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now notice that in edit mode, when you move the bone, the origin for this armature object will stay at the center of the 3D grid. So if you go to object mode and do the middle mouse button, you'll see that the origin is right here. If you click on the figure, you'll see that the figure origin is also right here. So when you're building your rig, you want to make sure that the origin is at the center of the 3D grid. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and click on the armature. You can select it over here too and switch to edit mode and go to your front view. Now we're going to go to the right view over here. Now we want to create the bone for the head, neck, upper chest, lower chest, spine, and hips. So the way we're going to do this is by using the subdivide feature in Blender. So go ahead and zoom in, shift middle mouse button to just focus in on over here. Make sure that the bone is selected by clicking on the body. Do W and then do subdivide, do W and then do subdivide over here. Go ahead and now save your file. I'm going to explain something to you here before we get deeper into this. So right now what's happened is that when you subdivide this, you're actually getting a parent-child relationship concept. So the most important thing to understand about rigging is that you can create parent-child relationship concepts in edit mode, but you cannot see them working in edit mode. You can only see them in pose mode. So if I click on this bone is the parent of this bone, and this bone is the child of this bone. So this means that this bone is the child of this bone, and this bone is the parent of this bone. So it's going to happen the same way for this bone. This bone is the child of this bone, and this bone is the parent of this bone. Now to see these relationships, if you click on the child and click on this bone tab, you can see over here in relationships, it's telling you who the parent is. It says bone. So if you look over here for the name, this is the bone, this is the parent. This is its parent over here. And if you click over here, you'll see that the parent for this is bone 002, which is this bone over here. Now go ahead and click this. Remember, we've saved this file so we can reload it. If you press the R key to rotate this bone, you'll see that we cannot see the parent-child relationship concept working in edit mode. It simply just rotates this bone, and you can see that this bone is just dragging along with it. So if you switch over to pose mode and now click on this bone, notice that it shows blue because you're in pose mode. This is how you pose your figure once you've rigged it. Now if you press the R key to rotate, now you'll see that when the parent moves, it takes all the children with it. Right click to cancel that. So now if you click on this bone, which is the child, if you rotate it, you'll notice that the child moves independently. But because this child is also the parent of this bone, it's going to take these bones with it. Same thing is true for this bone. The child moves, and because it's also the parent of the other bone on top, it's going to move that bone. Okay, so you can develop your parent-child relationships in edit mode and see them working in pose mode. So we're going to switch back to edit mode over here, and A to select and A to deselect over here. Go ahead and now zoom in, shift middle mouse button. Okay, and we haven't saved, we actually haven't changed anything in this file, so this is why I'm still continuing on over here. But you can go under file and actually just load up that file and just zoom in. Okay, now do A to deselect everything. Now the other thing that I want to show you over here is that if you click on this bone and you click over here on this tab, you'll see that it says that the parent is bone 001, which is this bone over here. Now notice that if you click on this bone and press the G key to move it, it's taking the parent along with it, meaning the tail of the parent. Okay, I'm going to right click to cancel that. The reason this is happening is because you have this box checked, which is connected. This means that the tail end is connected to the head of this bone. If you uncheck this and then right click on this bone and now move it, you'll still get the parent-child relationship, but the head will no longer be connected to the tail of its parent. So now if you go to pose mode and click on this and rotate, you'll see that wherever the parent goes, the child will follow. We're going to switch back to edit mode. So this is what the connected option is. So now if you click on this and now click on connected, watch what happens to the head of this bone. Remember, this is the child and this is the parent. As soon as you click it, it's going to snap back to the parent's tail. Okay, so this is what's happening on all of these bones. All of these bones have that feature enabled, except this bone, because there is no parent for this bone. So you can see it's empty. Go ahead and now switch back to the file. Now go ahead and now zoom in. So now what we want to do is go ahead and right click on this joint over here. You can see that this is the tail and this is the head. Because we have parent-child relationships going on, I'm just going to tell you to select the joint over here. You can press the Z key to see that you're just selecting that joint. Press the Z key to go back into solid view. Go ahead and click on the blue arrow and make it go up 1, 2, and then 3. Now click on the body and now click on the green arrow and take it to the right, 1 and then 2. Now click on the tail for this bone, click on this blue arrow and bring it down, 1 and then 2. So this is our head bone. Now we're going to create the neck bone and the upper chest bone. Go ahead and just zoom in, shift middle mouse button to pan. Right click on the body, do W and then subdivide. Click on this joint. Click on the green arrow and take it to the right, 1, 2, 3. Then click on the blue arrow and go up, 1 and then 2. This is the upper chest bone. We're not going to touch this. Shift middle mouse button. This is because it's in the right place. Click on this bone, do W and then subdivide. Now click on this joint. Click on the blue arrow and bring it down, 1, 2, 3. Now click on the green arrow, take it to the left, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now click on this joint. Shift middle mouse button to pan out. Click on the blue arrow and bring it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Click on the green arrow, take it to the left, 1, and then 2. Now finally click on this joint over here and take it to the right, 1, 2, and bring it up, 1. Notice that this is not really a joint, it's the head, but to keep everything simple, I'll just tell you to click on the joint. Now I'm just going to zoom out to show you. So the question is, why did we place these bones like this on the figure? Okay, let's go ahead and first do file and save. The reasoning for this, as you'll see later, it has to do with how the bone deform concept works in the rigging system. So meaning that over here, if you look at the head for this bone, we want the head to rotate on this joint. I'm going to switch to pose mode. If you click over here and press the R key, you'll see that when we're going to rotate the head, this is where it should rotate from. And when we click on the neck, it should rotate from this point over here. But when it comes to the upper chest, lower chest, spine, we need to place these bones in the center of the figure. If you place the bones over here to where the actual spine is and then rotate it forward, what's going to happen is that all these vertices are going to crunch up together. Basically, it's not going to behave realistically. So for this area, we simply place the bones in the center of our figure like this, but when it comes to the head, we actually do place it where the joint should be for the head and the neck, because these two sections are going to be rotating and moving around in a much more dramatic way. Go ahead and just zoom out and press the 1 key to go to your front view. Now what we're going to do is create the leg bones. Go to edit mode, click over here. Now do Shift D to duplicate this. It's going to stick to your mouse. Right click to cancel the movement. Click on the red arrow, take it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Click on the blue arrow, make it go up 1 and then 2. Now click on the tail of this bone. Go to your right view. Now you're going to zoom out until you see only the big grid units like this. Shift middle mouse button. Make sure that you can see this green line over here. Now click on the blue arrow and bring it down just like this. And you want to bring it down until the ball joint goes to the green. This should happen automatically just like this. Now click on this green arrow, take it to the right, 1, 2, and then 3. Click on this blue arrow and bring it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now zoom out over here and then click on the body of this bone, do W and then subdivide. Now click on this joint, zoom in, click on this green arrow, take it to the left, 1 and then 2. Click on the blue arrow and bring it down, 1 and then 2. Now zoom out, go to the front view, shift middle mouse button to pan, zoom in, click on this joint and take it to the right 1 time. Go to the right view. Now we're going to create the bone for the foot. We just need to bring it over here and 1 nudge more. So to do this, just zoom out until you get the big grid units. Press the E key to extrude, right click to cancel its movements. Click on this green arrow, take it to the left, 1 and then 2. Now zoom in. Click on this green arrow, take it 1 and then 2. Click on the blue arrow and bring it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Right click on the body, do W and subdivide. Click on this joint. Click on the blue arrow and bring it down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on this green arrow, take it to the left, 1, 2, and then 3. Now press the 1 key, zoom out over here. Click on the body of this bone, do W and subdivide. Shift middle mouse button up. Click on this bone, do W and then subdivide. Shift middle mouse button. Now notice that when we switch to pose mode, click on this bone and rotate it. The bone over here is not moving with it. We need to make sure that we establish the relationship between these two bones. Go into edit mode. Click on the child first, press the shift key down, and now click on the bone that you want to be the parent. Do Control P and make sure you do keep offset. This is to make sure that the bone does not move. Now when you switch to pose mode and just click on this bone, rotate, you can see that the leg bone is right now moving with the hip bone. Go to edit mode over here, and now we're going to go ahead and go under file and now save. So I'll see you in the next lesson where we will continue on creating the other bones. Thank you.